Right now, data is flowing into your systems. You need to make decisions. But if you are processing it in batches when you should be streaming, you are losing opportunities, reacting too slowly, and maybe even making decisions on stale information. Let's fix that. Ditch batch forever. You are likely solving problems the slow way. But hold on. Do not write it off yet. What's the secret power of this slow-seeming process? It is built for guarantee. When you need 100% certainty in your results for monthly reports or training an AI model, batch is your absolute bedrock. It delivers the complete, verified answer. So, when is that certainty your number one priority? That certainty is your number one priority when making irreversible decisions. Finalizing quarterly financial statements, calculating year-end bonuses, or legally reporting your emissions data. For these moments, you do not need speed, you need absolute, auditable correctness. Batch gives you that final, unshakable truth. That's its superpower. Think of it as a factory production line for data. You load everything at once, the entire day's sales, the complete customer database, and the engine processes it all in a single, massive operation. You get one definitive, perfect output. This scale is how you transform petabytes of raw data into the trusted business reports that executives rely on. Let's make it concrete. You have 1 million transactions. Batch loads them all, then grinds through the computation once. It's predictable, cost-effective for large-scale historical analysis, and delivers that singular, authoritative result. That trusted data lake or your perfectly reconciled financial table? That's batch at work. Abandon batch for everything. That's your data bottleneck hiding in plain sight. Think of your data pipeline as a power grid. Batch is scheduled maintenance, deliberate and thorough. Streaming is the live grid operator, responding instantly to every flicker and surge in demand. It is not about speed for its own sake. It is about maintaining system integrity when the world will not wait for a report. That's real time. Forget waiting on reports. When customer behavior shifts, fraud occurs, or server health degrades, you need to know now. Streaming isn't just fast, it is vigilant. It turns your data lake from a history book into a live nervous system, detecting and reacting to the pulse of your business the instant it beats. That's immediate power. Think of your batch system as a massive power plant generating electricity for the entire city. It is incredibly powerful and reliable. Now, imagine streaming as the smart grid in your home. When you flip a light switch, it reacts instantly, routing power exactly where and when it is needed. That's the precision and immediate responsiveness of streaming. Do not wait for the nightly report. With streaming, you see fraud as it happens. Your dashboard updates the second a transaction hits, and your sensors alert you to a fault before it becomes a failure. This is actionable intelligence, delivered the moment your data is born. It is not just faster reporting, it is a live nervous system for your business. Ditch the batch mindset. Streaming is solving the wrong problems faster. Streaming sees data as a living, boundless universe you observe in motion. You are not looking at a snapshot of the cosmos, you are watching the galaxy expand in real time. It's a shift from processing what happened to understanding what is happening now. The context is active and continuous. Hold on. That cosmic analogy breaks down fast. In reality, a data stream isn't a boundless universe, it's a narrowly focused, high-speed tunnel. You are not passively observing some grand expansion, you are actively interrogating a constrained, live feed. The goal isn't comprehension, it's reaction. You trade breadth for immediacy, seeing only the sliver of data that demands action now. So, what's the real trade-off? With a stream, you are not looking at the whole galaxy, you are staring down a particle accelerator. You sacrifice a complete historical picture for the power to identify and act on individual events, a transaction, an anomaly, a signal, the moment they streak into view. That is an intentional and profound architectural choice. Do not make the rookie mistake of thinking this is just about fast versus slow. You must ask one question first: is my business logic based on an immutable, complete set, or on the meaning of a single, new event? Choose batch for the former. Choose streaming only for the latter. Get this wrong, and your entire data product is built on quicksand. Batch logic is killing your real-time decisions. Let's fix that. Imagine your data as a city's water supply. Batch processing is the massive main, filling reservoirs for the entire town. It's incredibly powerful for volume, but you can't get a single drop on demand. When a specific house needs water right now, that's where streaming comes in, delivering directly to the tap the moment you turn the handle. But the speed of streaming demands a price. To deliver each drop the instant it arrives, the system cannot pause to fill a massive pipe. It is a dedicated, high-pressure line. This means for the same infrastructure, you are moving less total volume. It is the unavoidable trade-off, near instantaneous delivery versus moving an ocean of water. Think of it this way: my most common architecture mistake was using a garden hose when I needed a fire hydrant. Batch is your raw throughput champion. Want to process a petabyte? That's batch. Streaming prioritizes low latency, sacrificing peak capacity. Choose batch for raw volume, choose streaming when seconds matter more than scale. So, if we are sacrificing peak capacity for low latency, what's the real-world cost of that trade-off? Higher cost. Constantly active clusters monitoring streams are simply more expensive than the start-stop nature of a batch job. That seconds versus minutes advantage comes straight from your infrastructure budget. Your batch jobs are a lie. They hide what your data is doing right now. Think about a major financial forecast. You need to correlate years of sales with macroeconomic trends and seasonal cycles. Can you see it? Streaming offers you a snapshot. It's blind to these deep historical patterns. Only batch processing has the patience and perspective to analyze the entire story at once. So imagine trying to optimize a factory's quarterly inventory. Do you react to every single widget produced, burning power continuously? Or do you run one nightly, perfectly optimized calculation that balances your entire warehouse? That's batch. You do not stream to save pennies, you batch to master cost at scale. Think about detecting a complex financial fraud pattern. You cannot analyze individual transactions in a vacuum. You must scan the entire history, connecting subtle, long-term correlations. Streaming sees isolated events, but the true signal, the entire dataset in context, is only visible to a batch system with complete oversight. Now, Consider a massive data warehouse needing a nightly refresh. Here, predictability is king. You must guarantee a full, accurate load every single time, with complex joins and transformations that would overwhelm a live system. For this mission-critical reliability on petabytes of data, scheduled, robust batch processing is your undisputed champion. Ditch batch, your data's real-time value is already decaying. Think a fraud alert, a stock trade, or a server meltdown. If your business action requires knowing the instant something happens, waiting is a business failure. This is where streaming isn't just better, it's the only architecture that delivers. For true real-time operational intelligence, batch processing is functionally blind. Picture a rideshare app matching you with a driver the millisecond you tap book. That seamless magic? It is streaming. Your app cannot batch requests every 5 minutes. The user experience disintegrates. For features where the customer is actively waiting, streaming is the absolute backbone. Delay here means losing the customer, not just the data point. Imagine a fraud detection system. A stolen credit card can cause thousands in damages in minutes. With batching, those transactions clear and the crime is a report. With streaming, you freeze the card the second the suspicious pattern hits the system. You are not just analyzing fraud, you are preventing it. That immediacy is non-negotiable. Think of a patient in critical care. If the heart monitor processed vital signs in hourly batches, doctors would be analyzing a patient's history, not saving a life. Streaming is the continuous, real-time heartbeat of your data, delivering life-saving insights the moment they are generated. When seconds determine the outcome, waiting for a batch window is a failure. Your data deadlines are secretly a choice you are making. But for streaming, that's where the real-time game begins. Databricks structured streaming is your weapon of choice here, built into the very fabric of Spark. It offers exactly once processing, incredible fault tolerance, and scales effortlessly. The choice is now clear: jobs for discrete batches, structured streaming for endless, continuous flows. Hold on. Let's flip that script. While structured streaming's code-first control is powerful, declaring it the only streaming weapon is a trap. The real question is your team's reality. Do they live in SQL notebooks? DLT pipelines offer a declarative, production-ready stream with built-in quality controls, radically simplifying the entire pipeline lifecycle. Your architecture should fit your builders. And if you live in a world of SQL, that control can become an anchor. This is a paradigm shift. DLT declares what data should be, not how to build it. You define transformations and quality expectations, and it builds the most efficient streaming or batch graph for you, automatically handling state, monitoring, and recovery. It turns pipeline chaos into a reliable, managed service. So, picture this: you are staring at two pipelines, one batch, one streaming, duplicating logic, doubling maintenance. That was yesterday. With DLT, you declare your data's desired state, and the system intelligently decides whether to run it as a live stream or a periodic refresh. The chaos of managing to separate worlds just vanishes. You get one pipeline, one truth, and all the operational heavy lifting is automated for you. Streaming data isn't just faster, it is solving an entirely different problem. But Lambda architecture has a major flaw. you are maintaining the same logic into completely different systems. That's complex and costly. Instead, Databricks offers a better path, a unified approach where you write your logic once, and the system intelligently handles both real-time and historical data. This eliminates complexity while delivering both speed and accuracy. So while Kappa is appealing, it forces your streaming pipeline to handle everything. What if you need to reprocess years of history? Replaying that through a real-time system can be incredibly slow and inefficient. The true power is a single logic layer that can seamlessly switch between batch and streaming execution based on the workload. That's the unified engine of Delta Live tables. Let's be practical. A hybrid model gives you real-time ingestion for immediate insights, while retaining the raw, historical power of batch for heavy lifting. With Delta Lake, you write once with a stream and read anywhere, serving fresh dashboards or launching massive backfills from the exact same, reliable data. That's operational and analytical power unified. Let's debunk the biggest myth. Pure paradigms are dead. You aren't forced to choose. The hybrid approach isn't a compromise, it is a strategic force multiplier. Your system must be agile. By combining these modes, you create a platform that is both operationally sharp and analytically unshakable. That's how you dominate. Batch thinking bottlenecks. Streaming solves what batch simply cannot. If a customer's dashboard is 5 minutes out of date, do they cancel their order? Or is a daily snapshot enough? This isn't an abstract question, it's about real business impact. Define your absolute freshness threshold first. It immediately cuts through the noise and tells you if you can even consider a daily batch job. But here's the trap. That logic might need all historical data, but does it need all future data the instant it arrives? If your answer is yes for operational decisions like fraud detection, you've just crossed into streaming territory. If not, batch is simpler and far more efficient. And here's a crucial second question. How fast do you need the results? Batch is patient, it waits for completeness to deliver perfect accuracy. Streaming is urgent, it trades some precision for speed, delivering immediate insights the moment new data appears. Your business impact, whether it is an overnight report or a live alert, dictates this choice. Now, consider your data's natural rhythm. Is it a predictable tide arriving in waves, or an unpredictable, constant flow? Batch thrives on scheduled, finite work. Streaming, however, is built for the infinite. It processes an endless river of events in real time. The cadence of your source dictates which engine can handle it. So, can you evolve? Absolutely. Databricks structured streaming lets you treat a batch job as the first version of a streaming pipeline. This evolutionary path reduces risk. You build on solid ground, then activate the continuous engine when ready. Start simple, then scale to real-time without a full rewrite. Choose based on data boundedness and required freshness, not just a desire for speed. Batch is for high throughput, scheduled processing, streaming is for low latency, continuous processing. With Delta Lake and DLT in Databricks, you can often build pipelines that support both patterns. Look at one of your current Databricks jobs and ask, what would break if this data arrived 6 hours late? Your answer will guide your next step.